Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Big game at the weekend. Wolves versus West Ham United, Saturday, 3 p.m. UK time. Um, what can I say about this game that hasn't probably been said on every other platform around the world? But this is the one for me. This one is the one where we have to make sure we win. Yeah, no draws, no losses. It's win at all costs for me. Um, Obviously, Tuesday night's game was a good result to a point. Yeah, I thought we played all right on Tuesday night, and I think like on another day we could have got the win there. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't to be. But I'll take a draw against Spurs. Do you know what I'm saying? As long as we don't lose against them lot. But this game on the weekend is going to be a tough test for West Ham. It really is. Yeah, last season we went there, we lost 1-0. I never forget the game. Yeah, Bowen, Mr. Sitter in that game, they scored and it just filtered out into a 1-0 defeat. Yeah, and the last time West Ham actually won, from what I remember, at Wolves was Lingard 3-2. Yeah, so we need a performance. Yeah, if we're going to go for Europe this year, we've got to go to Wolves and win. Yeah, a draw is no good, right? I agree with Joan, what she says there. This is massive. It most certainly is. This game is massive. There is no excuses. There is no rubbish now. Do you know what I'm saying? I listened to Moyes' interview today, and he's saying about like he's going to go by game. I make him 100% right. 100% right. How can he assess like sort of players when you've got Wolves, Leverkusen, Fulham, Leverkusen, Palace? You know what I mean? You can't. Yeah, because circumstances change in different games. Obviously, it is what it is in regards of the team selection, but that team selection should beat a Wolves side. It really should. Yeah. When you've got the likes of Mohamed Kudus in your side, Jared Bowen, Lucas Paqueta, yeah, we can do damage against any team. And this will go back to December the 17th, ladies and gentlemen, when West Ham played Wolves at the LS. This was a Wolves side that were amazing, apparently, right? Really, really good and going to surprise us all. Yeah. And we blitzed them 3-0. Lucas Paqueta, 3 assists, superb man of the match performance. So when I look at this, and I do look at this quite clear as day. Yeah, we need the same again, Lucas. Do you know what I mean? And we need the same sort of performance again and all. So it's going to be tough, but there is one man that I am going to talk about today that is going to be returning. And Mark's brought him up there. See, Mark's got in there before I have. But I'm going to say this is the return of this guy. The return of Edson Alvarez, the Mexican general. Tell you what a player. What an absolute player. Yeah. We've needed him. We have. Yeah. And when West Ham haven't got him, the middle of the park is just light. Yeah. Suchek and Ward-Prowse have done okay. I'm going to say okay. Yeah, they haven't done amazing, but they've done okay in the 2 games that he's been missing, Edson Alvarez. But having him back is a major boost to West Ham. Yeah, you stick him in there, he is just solid as a rock. Right, he does the job very well defensively. He covers a lot of people's ground, and he's also good on the ball, and he can set plays away. And you know what I mean? He's that guy. He is just that guy. And for me, having him back in the ranks is a major for us. Yeah. Do you start this geezer in this game? Probably. Yeah, because obviously he's not going to play against Leverkusen next week. But it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back and fits straight back in. You know what I mean? When West Ham are on it and he's in the team, we can beat anyone. We really can. Yeah. It's not being sort of like overconfident. Yeah. It's being real. You've got a front three of Kudus, Bowen, and Paqueta, and you've got Edson Alvarez behind them. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm going to be more positive about it. Yeah. Too many people are fucking negative on different platforms, mate. And it is just annoying to see. Do you know what I mean? We've got a good team. Yeah. The manager is a dividing opinion, but we'll speak about him towards the back end. But having this guy back, we will be all right. We will simply be all right with him in the ranks. I'm going to get to a couple of your questions. Right. I'll take that off. Let's get to a couple of people. Right, what we got here? Save Areola for Thursday to make sure he's okay and start him against Leverkusen. Well, he's out with a groin strain, mate. So he ain't going to be playing anytime soon. I'm going to be real. That's a couple of weeks. I don't think he'll be back. Oh, I don't even think he'll be back for Palace, mate. If I'm being real. And that's me not joking. I'm being honest there. Uh, if we want to consider to be a European qualifying side, we have to go to Manu and win. Totally agree. Right, no excuses. We have to win there. Yeah, a draw is like a loss now. Yeah, and Jock makes me laugh. Yeah, I'm going to say this. Right, little bit of a rant time, people. Little rant coming up. But now performances go out the window. Right, no one will give a fuck about performances if West Ham win 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 from now to the end of the season. Yeah, it's all about the result now. Yeah, West Ham have to start getting results now. Yeah, I do not give a fuck. I'm going to say it quite clear. Yeah, if West Ham win 1-0 every single game from now to the end of the season. Yeah, as long as we get Europe and as long as we can get to that Europa League final, I could not give a shit. Really couldn't. Yeah, because it ain't about performances, it's about results. It really is. And West Ham have to start getting results. But it's going to be interesting to see. It really is, because if West Ham go to Wolves and win well, that's a confidence boosting sort of morale going straight into a big game against Leverkusen. What we've got here from Harry, let's have a look. Personally, I would drop Antonio, Bowen up top, move Paqueta to the left, JWP in the 10, and bring Antonio on for the 70th minute if the game's still tight. It's a shout, man. It's a shout. It really is. What do I think on that? I think it's not a bad option, mate. If I'm being real, I just want to check something on here. What we got? Let's have a look. Yeah, that's all right, sweet. Right. Yeah, I agree. It's not a bad option. Yeah. But obviously we need now having Edson Alvarez back in the side, it gives us options from the bench. Because now you're going to drop someone down. Now, if West Ham go 4-3-3, for instance, and go Souček, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Bowen, and Paqueta, I'm all down for that, man. Yeah, because Antonio ain't going to play every single game. Yeah, and what's more important? Let's be real. Yeah, Wolves away is important, but Leverkusen away is going to be a lot harder test. And we're going to need Mikel Antonio on full steam ahead, so to speak. Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out to this man, Adam. You know what I mean? I always find out who these people are in the end, and I found out who Adam was. Hi, James. Cheers for the TikTok follow. Wolves, Fulham, Palace. We need to win 2 of these games in order for European football. Glad Alvarez is back. We missed him. Just hope we don't burn out. I think we need to win all 3, mate, if I'm being honest. If you want me to be truthfully honest, 7 points at the next 3 games is a must. Anything less than that's failure to me. Like if West Ham was to go and draw with Wolves and beat Fulham and Palace, that's not a bad return. And then that will lead straight into the Chelsea game. Because then we've got Chelsea, Liverpool, Luton, Manchester City. You can say Manchester City's a write-off, yeah? So technically we've got 6 games, right? 6 games left from now to the end of the season. Yeah, Liverpool at home can be done. Not going to lie, West Ham can just turn up against that side. Yeah. But it would not surprise me in the slightest if West Ham get a result against Liverpool or some note and then go and lose against Luton. Just that's the proper West Ham way. I will say that. But you know, it is what it is. But the 11 for Saturday is as follows for me, because it just picks itself, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It all depends on how you want to approach the game on Saturday. Yeah. Do you go low block, allow them to come on to us, hit them on the counter, 4-3-3? You know what I mean? I'm not really seeing Wolves' side, but their results have been indifferent. They got knocked out against Coventry City from a winning position. Yeah, they was in front. They had it all sewn up and they let it go. And then they drew with Burnley, 1-1. Yeah. So I don't know how to sort of make of Wolves, if I'm being honest. Yeah. When we played them back in December, they were this side that were in hot form. Yeah, they were unbeaten. They were beating teams. They were going away and beating teams. I think they beat Spurs around that time and all, if I remember right. Do you know what I'm saying? And when we played them, we demolished them. Like we didn't fuck about. Like 3-0 on a Sunday afternoon. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Who the fuck is this? James, I'm a Moyes outer, C&B fan, but you've saved me. Oh, man, I'm not here to save you, mate. Me. Speak to Jesus. He'll save you. That's what I will say on that. James, do you think Phillips will ever be played again? No. I don't think he can be trusted, mate. If you want me to be honest, yeah, this geezer can't be trusted. Nah, yeah. Do you? And the problem is, Moyes is in a bit of a situation, yeah, in regards of Calvin Phillips, because if he persists with Calvin Phillips and tries to mend him, so to speak, and he don't work, it all falls on David Moyes. That's coming from me, yeah. Now I've tried to back Moyes, and I've tried to say, you know what, I'm not going to keep fucking going off on one every single time he fucks up. But on this one, if Calvin Phillips just comes back into the fray and he's shit still, that's on David Moyes. Because David Moyes sees him in training every day. No one else does. Yeah. People will get assessments of how he's doing in training, what his mentality's like. For me, I think he's done at West Ham, if I'm honest. I think with Edson Alvarez back, it's a bit of it's a boost. Yeah. And it proved it the other day, right? I'm just going to say this the other day against Tottenham. It proved it because like he didn't want to bring those subs on. Yeah, because when people realise the subs on the substitute bench are shit, and you're relying on youngsters to do the job, questions have to be asked, which no one really mentions about the January window. Yeah. Now I said it on this channel on the 20th of January. Never forget it. Yeah. And I turned around and said it will be the same thing that happened 2 years ago in the Europa League. Yeah. Mark my words, it will happen again. Yeah. If West Ham don't get any sort of form of Europe, or West Ham get knocked out in the Europa League, it all goes back to that January window. Yeah, getting rid of 4 players and bringing in one loanee who's fucking shite doesn't really cut it for me. It really doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying? So there you go. Evening, James. Always a good game with Wolves. Always a bittersweet thing to come up against Dawson if he plays. The love for Dawson will be forever, but the love on Saturday will always be for West Ham. Do you know what I mean? If Dawson plays against our front three, he's going to get done. Yeah, because he was another one who couldn't handle pace. And it proved it at the LS back in December when they had pace. And I clipped it up. Anyone who's got me on Twitter, go and see the video I put up earlier on today of Kudus and Paqueta linking up. We need that again. We really, really do. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be an interesting game, though, Wolves. Like, I'm looking forward to it, yeah? But I want West Ham to attack this game from minute one, yeah? And don't be scared of Wolves because they're not nothing special, yeah? They're a good side, yeah? Gary O'Neill's done a good job, but people rave about Gary O'Neill like he's just, like, found water or something. Do you know what I'm saying? He's done well at Wolves, yeah? But Wolves is that level, yeah? We're West Ham. We're up another level. Do you know what I mean? And when you look at our attack line, I don't fear none of these teams, mate. I really don't. Yeah, if our attack line is on it, or our front four, because I'm going to say this, Miguel Antonio has done fucking good. Do you know what I mean? That's going from me. Like, I used to slag Mickey off quite a hell of a lot, right? But I'm going to be honest, he's done unreal since he's returned. I think the light bulb has gone off in Mikel Antonio's head and said, hold a minute, I've got to try. I've got to start performing. Otherwise, I won't ever play another game at West Ham this season. Do you know what I mean? And I'm glad he has. Yeah, because I have many arguments and many debates on Twitter and spaces about Mikel Antonio. Some people say they don't want him to score goals. Yeah, they want him to hold the ball up and bring other people to play. And fair enough, that's their prerogative. My prerogative, when I got a centre forward at the club, we're playing a 4-2-3-1. The man at the top of the tree has to be scoring goals. That's what he's paid to do. So, yeah, by all means. Wolves have a few key players missing, I think, James. Yeah, they do. Neto is a good player for them. Really is. Pedro Neto. If he wasn't so injury prone, I'd love him at West Ham. Love him at West Ham. Obviously, they've got other players in their ranks. But do you know what? Kilman, I think Kilman's a good player. I think he's at the door at the end of the season. He wouldn't be a bad signing for West Ham. He's from down south. He's ex-Maidenhead player, left-sided. Wouldn't be a bad shout to get Max Kilman in the ranks, I will say that. It's the same thing every transfer window under the Toad. 2 or 3 smoke mirrors names and wheels come off. Sullivan out. Yeah, I agree, mate. I'm not going to go in on him tonight because he's a fucking wrong one, but he is a bad one. He's a bad one. And the January transfer window is the reason why West Ham just have got no firepower off the bench. If you think Danny Ings is going to come on and just roll into the number 10 position and start like doing tricks and flicks and being the guy, then I'm sorry, you need help. Simple as that. Maxwell Cornet's done fuck all at this club, yeah, apart from just like sit there and not do a lot. And after the them two, you got Calvin Phillips, nothing. Team's dead off the bench. Do you know what I mean? When you look at our 11 against anyone, yeah, our strongest 11 can give anyone a game. Anyone a game, yeah. But after that, we go from 100% being top down to about 30%. Because like when you're taking off a left-sided player, say you take off Kudus, and you're bringing on Cornet, there's no question about it. You know what I mean? It's crap. So yeah, it is. It is what it is. How long's Ariola out for? Well, groin strain could be anything from 2 weeks to a month, mate. And that's what he is. Like he's key, mate. He's key, and it's a shame, really. And the thing is with Fabianski, he's been a good servant to West Ham. Let's not like dig him out or nothing. But when you've got Ariola in there, you've got someone who's like a brick wall. Do you know what I mean? And him missing is a major blow. We need him back urgently. The one issue I do have with the Ariola thing is when he was injured the other week, why the fuck do they wait till half time to get him off? Like, why? Like, that was just mental, really. Like, just get him off the pitch. Do you know what I mean? You got 5 subs, get him off. Like, stop mucking about. So, it's going to be interesting to see what it is in regards to that. Right, let's have a look. Let's get your thoughts on the starting 11. Good question come up earlier about do you take Antonio out and go 4-3-3 and mix it up a bit? What is your starting 11, people in the chat? Put it in. I'm going to read them out and I'm going to give you my starting 11 as I go on. Obviously, Fabianski will be in goal, yeah, because there is no Ariola. Let's hope and pray he don't get injured. That's what I'm going to say on that. Because if Fabianski goes down, God knows who the goalkeeper is going to be after that. Right back is an interesting one. I thought Sufal had a really good game on Tuesday night. On Saturday, he was mad. Do you know what I mean? Like, in a space of sort of 72 hours, how can you go from being absolute brain dead defending to on Tuesday night? I thought he had a pretty good game. Yeah. Do you go with Ben Johnson this game? Possibly. Do you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be a bad shout. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you've also got to look at Thursday. Well, you have got to look at Thursday. I'm sorry, but you do. So there you go. I think he'll bring in Johnson for tomorrow. I wouldn't blame him on that. Do you know what? If he brings Johnson in, Di Canio says rest Sufal. You see, I'm not even opposed to that. Yeah, if that's the case, and you take Sufal out and Johnson in, I'm all for it. Do you know what I mean? He's a defender. He's a right back. That's what his position is. He's a right back. He's not a left back, not a centre half. He's not a central midfielder. He's a right back by trade. If he goes in, then so be it. Centre halves will probably be Zuma and Mavropanos. The only issue I have is if one of them goes down, then we've got a Bonner and then we've got no one. Yeah. Naya for Gued, that is an interesting one to sort of discuss. Yeah. But he's like the missing man at the minute. Yeah. I swear. Like, he must be like, I'm gonna have to put his photo on like milk cartons or something to see where he is. Do you know what I mean? Because he's just gone missing. Completely gone missing. They're saying about a shoulder injury and all that. I don't believe it myself. I think he's on strike, or I think he's actually down tools, and they're sort of sugarcoating it in a way to say he's injured. This geezer's been nowhere to be seen for a good while now. And funny enough, a couple of the lads who I do the spaces with said over December he was umming and ahhing and saying he was ill, and then all of a sudden, when the African Cup of Nations happened, bang, he's fully fit. He's playing for Morocco. Like, literally, we was all stunned and thinking like this geezer was down. So if he is down in tools, he's a wrong one. He needs to get out the door. And I'm disappointed in that for Gwed. Yeah, because when we signed him, I really thought he was going to be a top defender for us. Yeah, he's got the pace, he's got the sort of like ability to sort of recover. He ain't a bad on the ball, really, to a point. But I feel like he's let us down to a point. Do you know what I'm saying? When how Mavropanos has come in and done the job, is how Aguerd should be. I'm going to be honest, it should be Mavropanos and now for Aguerd. Zuma is like up and down like Tower Bridge with me. He really is. So I'm a bit disappointed with Aguerd. I really am. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get Devin and see what he's got to say. Let's have a look. What's he said here? Fabianski, Johnson, Mavropanos, Obona. He's gone with Obona. Emerson, Alvarez, Suchek, James Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta. Would Oak Boys rest Zuma, Sifal, and Antonio? Zuma's too prone to injuries to risk. It's a shout. It's a shout. I suppose Obona could come in. All depends on what their strike force is, but you know, it is what it is. Cresswell has played centre back, but that's a funny choice. Aguerd is done. I think that means he's done. Yeah, I think Aguerd is done, mate. I think there's a lot of. I think he down tools back in December, and I think West Ham are sort of stalling it to the end of the season, and they're going to let him go. Don't be surprised if he's the first one out the door in the January window. Yeah, the first one sold, so to speak. So yeah, Zuma, Mavropanos. I guess it will be, but if a Bonner comes in, then great, he can do a job. Emerson, do you play Emerson in this game? One thing I'm going to say with Emerson on this game, if West Ham can get in the lead and get to a point where they can get him off, I want Emerson off the pitch. Yeah, because he's vital to West Ham. Yeah, as a left back, he's one who can get up and down the pitch. He works well with others, and you know we can't afford for him to go down or get injured or anything like that. So Emerson plays. If you can give him 75 to 80 minutes and then get him off, then so be it. Central midfield is going to be key now because obviously Alvarez is back. Yeah, so Alvarez is going to play. Yeah, Edson Alvarez will play. Then what do you go with? Do you go with Alvarez, Suchek, and Ward-Prowse as a three-man midfield? You drop Antonio, you play Kudus, Bowen, and Paqueta. It wouldn't be a bad shout. It really wouldn't. Yeah, because West Ham need to look after Antonio to a point. I know people are going to say, "Well, he's got to play. You can't drop Antonio." But this game on Thursday, we're going to need someone who's fully fit, raring to go, and fully up for it in Leverkusen. Yeah, because they are a good side. They've got strong centre halves, and we're going to need Mikel Antonio. I can't bear thinking about if Antonio got injured or something happened in this game where Antonio doesn't play against Leverkusen away. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. I think it was the case where Paqueta rested them, would rest Emerson as well. He's pony without Paqueta. Yeah, I agree on that. Fab, Johnson, Mavropanos, Obona, Aguerd, Obona, yeah. Emerson, Alvarez, Suchek, James Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, Kudus, and Bowen for me tomorrow. I want us to go strong for a couple of players as well. It's a tricky one for me. Yeah, I agree on that. I really do. Rest of Val, keep Zuma rolling on. He's like this form. I honestly play Phillips from the start, but he probably goes off out of if we're honest. Mate, if Calvin Phillips plays for West Ham, I'll be stunned. But it's such a tricky one with him, yeah. Because let's be honest, as West Ham fans, do you trust Calvin Phillips? The answer to that is no. No one. He's not give us nothing. And people say, yeah, you've got to back him. He wears the shirt. Listen, you can only back them for so long before you realise that they're not good enough or they're not on it enough. So you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, Calvin has got to turn up if he's called upon. You know what I'm saying? But I do think West Ham will go 4-3-3 tomorrow. Don't know why I've got a feeling. I think Suchek, Ward-Prowse will play with Alvarez. Yeah, and it'd be like it'd probably be Paqueta on the left, Kudus on the right, James Ward-Prowse as the 10, and basically be 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 system. Something along that lines. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see on that. Let's get a few of your comments in before I get to predictions and see what you all say. We have to get the 3 points. I agree, mate. Literally agree 100%. There's no excuses now. None. Yeah, a point is no good. Technically, a point's as good as a loss at the minute, right? We have to win, right? We just have to fucking win, and losing is definitely not the option. I will say that. Is Rancho racing this weekend? He raced on Tuesday, done very well, come second. He might be racing tomorrow night, Harry. I don't know, mate. I have to have a look. I've heard no news. City did a good job of maintaining the illusion. This is a good player. Now we see the truth. He's done. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. I'm not saying I trust him. I don't at all. But the part of terrible depth, we just can't take the bench spot and get paid. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. See, the thing is, before we do come to predictions, I just want to say something about the bench. Yeah. And people do look at Moyes and say it's Moyes, look how much money he spent. But you've also got to look at what we have spent in regards of the talent that we have got. Alvarez, Kudus, Paqueta. That's over £100 million worth of talent right there. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you add in there sort of Mavropanos, who's been a good signing, look at Emerson, who's been a good signing. Well, we've had some good signings. Do you know what I mean? We've actually got some good players. Do you know what I'm saying? So the bench is a major problem, but I'm going to be honest. It just goes back to the owner, mate. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I'll be screaming this right in the summer. If Moyes does decide to go, yeah, and he does walk out the door and he waves Tala and says thanks very much, I hope he gets the respect he deserves, because he deserves the respect. Yeah, you can despise this geezer, but this geezer has been the best Premier League manager in Premier League era for West Ham. Yeah. And people will say Harry Redknapp. I lived through that Harry Redknapp season as a young kid. Yeah. It wasn't full of fucking roses. We was blessed with talent from the youth. Yeah. And we were one of the best youths going at the time. But we had some shit there. I mean, I remember going to games and we was getting fucking caved in like at half time. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I do look at West Ham, I can see a little glimpse of a project, so to speak. I can. When you look at Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta, you're starting to see something like clicking into gear. The difference is, right, now is money talks. Yeah. And that is the problem, right, in regards to the amount of money. Now, we will find out in the summer where we're going to land. But I swear to God, if we end up with a Steve Cooper or the ex-Wolves manager, Lopetegui, or whatever his name is, yeah, then you will know all along that it's on the owner of the club. This is not on Team Steiner. I'm telling you. All right, I'm going to be honest. I disagree. I think he's been the worst manager with the best players. I don't disrespect him. I don't think he deserves respect. I think he's useless. John, I completely disagree with you, mate. Because I tell you what, name me a manager who's won a trophy in the Premier League era. There is none. Right? Name me a manager that's given West Ham Europe consistently in the last 3 years in the Premier League era. Now, it's okay going back to Greenwood, Lyle and all that, and I can understand that. Great days, but I weren't born. Yeah, I was born in '86. But for me, growing up, when I've had to deal with some of the shit I've had to see, players coming in at the training ground at Chadwell Heath, I'm going to be honest. Right, this has been a really good moment in West Ham's sort of lifespan for me personally. Yeah, when you've seen Mida at your club, Benny McCarthy at your club, Robbie Keane at your club, people like who are just coming there for a pay packet. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest. I've enjoyed this moment. Yeah, and there's not liking the manager. And I've always said this: you can not like the manager, right? And that's fine, but you have got to give him some credit of some note. Just have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, because he's done well. He's done well. I know people don't like to do that, and people say it through gritty teeth. But it's a fact. It's a fact. And the manager, and I'm going to say this before I get to predictions, yeah? The manager that comes in has to match what Moyes has done. Because if I swear to God, if I hear people say, oh, it don't matter where we finish, I'm sorry, it does matter where we fucking finish. Right? West Ham are a top 10 side. We're not top 6, we're a top 10 side. So I expect West Ham to be in the top 10. Because if people think that this is bad, now, yeah, a new manager should come in and make it a lot better. Should make it a lot better, and we should be pushing up the league. So there you go. I don't think it's down to the players. I think it was a different manager. We won the Europa Cup the season before. I think it's down to the owners, mate, if I'm being honest. 2 years ago, I'm going to say this. 2 years ago, the owners had a choice to make in regards of the January window. Do you give Moyes what he wants or give him players or help him? Give him no one. Yeah. Part of that was on Moyes. I also think this January window, the same things happen again. This time it's worse because you've got rid of 4 players, like Connor Coventry, fair enough. Tilo, fair enough. But Benny and Fornells, getting rid of them too and bringing in no attackers whatsoever, just screams lack of investment to me. I mean, it does. Right, let's have a look what we've got here. Let's go to predictions. I am going to say West Ham United are going to get it done. When West Ham are in a game where they need to put in a performance, West Ham seem to turn up. That's one thing I will say. Yeah, every time it's on the line, yeah, and it's a game where we have to get up for, West Ham turn up. I had done a video earlier on today on TikTok. Anyone who follows me on TikTok, go over there, follow me, do that, all that malarkey. I think West Ham win 2-1. I think Bowen and Kudus will do the damage up there. I think we're a good side. I think we are. I think we've got a good attack line. And people might not like the style, and I get that, but it's not about the style, it's about the results now. Yeah. Performances go out the window now, right? It's all about the W at the end of the day. And we have to start getting wins. Yeah. If you want European glory next year, and you want West Ham to go around Europe, whether that's in the Conference League, because I don't care if it's Conference League, Europa League, whatever. Yeah. If West Ham get European football again for 4 years in a row, that is an amazing achievement at this club. Amazing achievement. Yeah. And when you look at teams like Chelsea, Spurs, and they've been out of Europe now, one season Spurs, Chelsea could be out of Europe for 2 years in a row this season, right? And they spent a lot more money than us, right? That's a good achievement for West Ham. So I'm going to say 2-1. I think West Ham will get it done. I don't know why. I just think this one just doesn't faze me. This game doesn't bother me. The Newcastle game, I was concerned a little bit. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, we just don't get a result there. But this game, I don't know why. I just think West Ham will turn up and get it done. Yeah, I think it's going to be similar to the Everton game. I think we're going to be under it a little bit, and I think we're going to do the damage. And I think we've got the players to do it. And having Edson Alvarez back, that's a boost in itself. I'm going to say that. And let's have it right. West Ham this season have gone away from home and done pretty well away from home. Arsenal, Spurs, right? We're beating some good sides away from home. Yeah. So it is what it is. So chuck your predictions in. Let's hear what you got to say. See what Luke's got to say. Luke Marshall. I'm saying 3-1. We had a clinical finisher, brilliant goal scorer, but our defence lacks. Our best form of defence is offence at the minute. I agree, mate. Yeah. I swear Wolves have no attackers. Fucking hell. Craig Dawson's going to be up front. You just know it, don't you? Do you know what I mean? West Ham beat Wolves 4-1. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. It is what it is. Right. Let's take that off. I've said that, done that. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that. I want everyone to go and enjoy their Friday night. Stop the negativity. Yeah. Got 7 games in the Premier League and 2 in the Europa League. Hopefully there's more in the Europa League. But what I'm going to say is this. Tomorrow, whatever the result, we just got to back the boys. Just back the boys from now to the end of the season. Nothing's going to change from now to the end of the season. Yeah. And I think personally, Moyes is out the door at the end of the season. Yeah. But I'm going to enjoy the rest of this season. Yeah. It's not about performances now. It's about results. West Ham need results. Yeah. And West Ham need to go there and win games. And if we have to play low block FC and get the job done, so fucking be it. Yeah. I mean, who cares? Right. As long as we can get the W. Do you know what I mean? I want to see West Ham in Europe next year. Yeah. I don't care how they do it, as long as they do it at the end of the day. I really couldn't care less. Right. So I'm gonna say that they're gonna do it. I think West Ham will get in I think West Ham finish 8th this season. Yeah, I believe they're gonna do it. I've got a strong feeling they're gonna do it. Thank you very much. I'm going to be going out tomorrow evening. In regards to tomorrow, anyone who's here tomorrow, 5 o'clock, straight after the game, I'll be doing my usual stuff. I'm going to run it I'm going to try and get player ratings, everything done. Then I'm going out. Yeah. So yeah, join me then. I will say that. I've had a bit of a bad week this week, mate. Trust me. Like, but trust me, a lot of thieving, robbing bastards out there. But in this great world of ours, you can always find out where they fucking live. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, that's enough from me. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your Friday evening wherever you are. Yeah, and yeah, come on, you irons, baby.